So we will be using a size 12 hook, and this is the mayfly pattern that I tied previously in a earlier video, but this one is just for beginners. It's a bit easier to tie, and so here I got the hook secured in the vise, and I'm going to be using Danville 70 denier brown thread, and I will get it secured on the hook and start wrapping back towards the bend, and then I'm going to clip off the tag end of my thread and wrap over that tag end just to sort of clean it up a bit. Wrap down towards the bend. You don't want to wrap into the bend for this fly. But anyway, instead of taking 2 goose buyouts, I'm just going to be using 1. And there's a concave side that I was talking about in the other one. As you can see there, it looks sort of like a U, and we want that around the hook. As you can see here, I have it around the hook, and then we will be taking wraps of tying thread over top of that. And you can make this tail the size of the length of the hook, or you can make it longer. This one is longer just because that way it'll ride better in the water. Then I will be just cleaning that up a bit. Now I will be using the same dubbing as before. This is just tan dubbing. You can use different colors if you would like to. You can add some ribbing in there, anything, but just make it your own fly. Anyway, I'm gonna dub that on here. Yeah, because different dubbing colors does make it look cool sometimes. So I'm gonna wrap back to where the goose buyout starts and start wrapping up the hook. And then, as you can see, I need more dubbing. So if you need to add more, it's always better to add more than have to take some off. It's always easier to add more than remove it. So I'm just going to finish that up there, sort of clean it up. Now I am going to be using deer hair as before. These are a bit bigger deer hair. It's about a bit bigger deer hair, so it will flare out some more. But anyway, I'm going to stack it in my stacker, and as you can see, all the tips are aligned. And I'm going to make it about halfway down, a little longer than the hook, as you can see there. And I have it right on top of the hook, and then I'm just going to be taking wraps. As you can see, it flares because it's hollow, and it will want to spin. So what I am doing here is I am taking wraps through the deer hair butts. That way it will not spin on me. And this is a messy job, but at the end it does look really nice. But anyway, I'm going to get all of the deer hair fibers on the same side, right on the top where I had them before, and try to grab them all. That way they do not go all over the place. And try not to get the tips. And then I'm going to just snip those off. And then I will be taking my tying thread, and I will be, as you can see, they're still spinning a bit. And I will be wrapping over the butt ends of those. Just try to clean them up the best you can. This will help hold them in place. So once you get that done, and clean it up a bit more. Anyway, once you get that done, I'll be using hackle, same kind, brown. You can use different colors of hackle to make it look cool. But anyway, here it is, and I'm just going to prepare it like usual. Snip it off. And then I cut off the feather on either side of the stem, and then tear some of it off. I don't know if you can see it here. But I can clip it off on either side of that stem, just that my tying thread is something to grab, and then I will just be ripping off a tiny bit above that. That way it can wrap nicely on the hook. And you always want to do this with the shiny side of the feather facing toward you. So anyway, as you can see, I have it ready. I'm just going to tie it on to my hook. I have the shiny side facing towards you. That will always make it look better. So I'll secure it on the side of the hook or on top. Doesn't really matter. And get it nice and secured, that way it will not come off. And then we will just start wrapping. As you can see, this is one way to do it. And then here's another way to do it, with holding your finger on it, that way it does not come unraveled. It's a lot easier. You can also use hackle pliers, but it sometimes breaks the tip off. So anyway, I'm going to take quite a few wraps here, just to where it looks nice. Then I'm going to tie it off, tie the tip off with nice firm wraps. For some reason all my hooks are moving. Must not tighten the vise enough. Anyway, I'm going to get that nice and secured, preen all the fibers back, wrap onto them a little bit, and then I'm going to clip off that end. And this one will look a bit messy too, but here I'm just going to wrap up, move all those out of the way. Sort of preen them out a bit, make them look nice. Then I will be taking my whip finish tool, and I will be attaching it to my thread here. You want a generous amount of thread, because if you don't have enough, it'll just be a pain. And then you want to wrap over that butt end and do a nice size whip finish. Just do not cover the eye. And there, you want to secure the knot tight, and then snip your tying thread free. And then the next thing you want to do is just clean up all of these stray fibers and stuff from the hackle, and there is your finished mayfly pattern. See you on the next video.